Like Chuck D, I shut him down. As we continue with Flavor. Like Chuck D, I shut him down.
Plus an attitude like Tupac got.
Yes, a ghetto soldier.
I got an S on my chest.
That's just terrible, you know.
And the way she handled it was perfect.
Oh, let's talk about your reaction.
Yes.
Well, you know, I actually, of course, I was torn down both inside and out. My daughter began to see it on my face. I'm trying to keep the smile for her. You know, I was videotaping and recording her ceremony. So.
Did you videotape? Did anybody get this on camera? Do you know?
No, I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, like I said, I moved back. I didn't have no problems with it. I had a lot of parents come and say, no, we're all too close, you know, it hurt me to have to say, oh no, it's just me. You know, they just want me to move back, you know, but, you know, as I said, I didn't let it really bother me. I moved back, and whatever you guys say, you know, you can argue I'm going to move and see back more, you know, I tried to be on their side, so they wouldn't come at me any worse than what they already did already, you know.
That's honorable of you to be considerate of how you were perceived and your child's reputation as well, in trying to keep the situation at bay to the best of your ability. Yes. All right, so let's go on. How has it affected you in a sense where, as far as your home is concerned, you're now set to be evicted by the 30th?
Correct. My sister actually received a letter, which she can't really find right now, but yeah, she actually received a letter stating that because of the police action and activity that happened on April 1st, we needed a mandatory meeting with you. When she got to that meeting, she was advised that she had no later than the 30th of this month to vacate the apartment, which left us basically scrambling, trying to find places to live.
And that's because your mother's, are you on the lease?
No, that's actually was the problem. Me nor my mother was on the lease.
Nor your mother?
Nor my mother.
So who's on the lease?
My sister was left this apartment by my aunt, who she's been on the composition for 5 years. They never wanted to grant her head of household, which me nor her.
Is that because of her age? How old is the sister?
No, she's 22. She's of age.
She's 22.
She's of age.
And she's the head on the lease?
Yes.
She's the only name on the lease?
Yes, correct.
So how are they evicting you?
The sad part about this, for 2 years now, I've been staying with my sister for 2 years, they've been saying, okay, we know your sister lives there, we know your mother lives there. They actually got rent, you know, when rent needed to be paid and stuff, they got money orders from us and everything. Never had a problem with
the rent?
Actually, the rent was being paid by public assistance, and in the beginning, like 2 years ago.
Was it in her name, your sister's name? Or
yes, it was in my sister's name.
All of this was happening, the payments were in your sister's name. Is she being evicted?
Yes, she's actually being evicted.
Alright, that's an extreme violation. She was not arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand that there are some laws as far as drug activity in the projects, and there are some ways that they can put you out. But you need to talk to your lawyer about the evidence, what was actually done, and I don't think they're giving you enough time to actually find out the actual facts before they put you out.
Exactly.
There's something else behind this. These projects, viewers, are being renovated. And many of the people here are losing their minds, not because of violence, but because they're being forced out. They have been looking like a bomb shelter. It just looks terrible out here. They're trying to find ways to put these people out of their homes. So these raids are mixed with truth and falsehood. And these raids are also a way of housing, I believe, to get innocent people who can't afford high rent after they renovate all of this, to put them out. And I think that's what happened to you in your case. We're going to go to another case at a neighboring project where the same thing happened, but that person's not being evicted. April 1st, you were arrested by the police department in a drug sweep that stemmed from Edgemere Projects, which is now known as Ocean Bay Housing, to here, 40s. And could you tell us, from the moment that the arrest occurred, what happened that morning?
That morning I was asleep. I heard somebody, I had lost my keys prior to this. So I thought somebody was opening my door. So I got up and I had all this flashlights out there. And I said, who's this? That's when they started banging the door open. They were looking for a drug dealer, but I'm not a drug dealer. So somebody snitched with people coming in my house. And they only found a little bit of paraphernalia, that's it. But that's one for my personal use.
So they found a little marijuana or something like that?
Yeah, like,
a little roach?
Yeah.
Alright,
that's
so
it.
for those that don't know, a roach means a little piece of a smokable blunt or a cigarette that's really of no use and no value on the street.
Exactly. And they released me the same night. No charges or nothing. No bail, no fine, no summons, nothing.
You didn't go to Rikers?
No.
You didn't go to Central Bookings?
Central Booking.
You went to Central Bookings, they released you. Did you cop out to any charges?
No.
Did you see a judge?
I saw the judge.
So how did you leave? On what terms?
He just told me, don't get into trouble.
And you
That's
just
it.
left?
And then the attorney told me to move out of here. That's it.
You didn't pay a fine?
No
You didn't
fine,
cop
no
out or say
bail,
anything?
nothing.
So you just basically got released and they let you go. That's because they messed up. They got the wrong person.
And what else? Oh, and they just knocked the door open and I was right here in my underwear. They had a big shoe. They pushed me against right here. I was bleeding out of my left elbow. I had a black and blue mark here.
You still have the mark there?
I went away with a
Went
couple
away.
of months and I had this swollen up.
What would you like to say to the youth out there?
Well, I want to start off by saying that, before all this happened, my life was, or what I thought, it couldn't get any better. I was actually attending Phoenix University. I was going for a medical assistant. I was actually doing good. Never had a problem with family court or anything of that nature. After this happened, everything went down here. I had to stop going to school. I actually got fired from my job. It couldn't have gotten no worse. It's a true saying how, you're judged by the company you keep, because as I read a couple of articles online about this arrest, I found out that they assumed me to be a gang member, possible gang member.
That's right.
And things of that nature.
And that was published on the 3rd in the Wave magazine and in other publications that I saw online as well, which was a defamation of your character.
Exactly.
But what happens is, this is where they're wrong, because you did not cop out. You're still fighting the case, which is a good thing. People do not cop out if you're innocent, because if you cop out, just because you want to get home to your children or whatever the excuse is, you lose your rights, but you still have your rights because you have to be proven guilty. But yet your name was in the paper, affiliation, they say your affiliation with gangs or which we rather call street organizations, because you are not thugs by nature, brothers and sisters. You're in a circumstance, and we want you to organize in a positive manner. And what else would you like to say?
Just mainly, if you can, I've never been the type that was always in trouble, but sometimes trouble can find you. It's almost scary to know that you can go from never doing anything, not being into anything negative, to just everything negative just dropping on you like that. It's scary. What I actually can say is just try to just your best to just, if you do live in a situation like mine, where you live in housing and you have no choice but to stay here, try, I guess, just to stay away from most of the negative people out here. Do what you do. Go like I used to be. Go from point A to point B and don't stop anywhere in between.
Right. Don't be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Plus an attitude like Tupac got.
Yes, a ghetto soldier.
I got an